watching UnrealEntGaming. This is Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans. Make sure you subscribe to UnrealEntGaming and push the like button for me. Or else you'll be Hakai. Not Beerus. You know how this works. Make sure you enable all notifications on the channel and watch the entire video all the way through. And don't forget to follow UnrealEntGaming on both Instagram and Twitter. That's enough! On with the video.
Now, ever since Jiren's departure following the events of Dragon Ball Super's Tournament of Power, many people have often wondered as to what Jiren had been up to ever since his initial defeat by losing to the hands of Universe 7, and going as far as to ask the question on how far Jiren was able to grow as a singular individual in various different aspects that range from both physically and emotionally, as on today's video we go on to tell the tale of Jiren's adventure following the events of the Tournament of Power, but more importantly diving in depth in finding out the secrets behind Jiren's past that may potentially play a big role moving forward into Jiren's future. Now, before we dive any further into this video, if you are new to the channel and of course have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball related, including its manga, anime, video games, fan animations, fan mangas, and more, in which would also like to be kept up to date with everything in regards to the Dragon Ball Super manga, the Dragon Ball Super anime, Dragon Ball video games, and any and all additional content within the Dragon Ball universe, then I do encourage you guys to head on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to always be notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto the channel, as well as giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys are simply excited to see what the future holds for the Dragon Ball franchise. And with all that being said, I want to thank you all so much for your time, thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and now let's dive straight into the video. As our story opens up inside of Universe 11 by having both Belmont and Margarita oversee a training session involving both Jiren and Toppo, as with both warriors shown training very intensely, Belmont from there went on to comment, "Well, would you look at that, Margarita? Toppo's training with Jiren has most certainly helped him improve all around as a warrior. But Jiren is also much stronger than how he was when he faced Goku at the Tournament of Power as well. Jiren hasn't stopped training now for a few days," Margarita adds. "I wonder what his motivation is," with Belmont responding, "It's probably his loss to Goku that is pushing him into becoming even stronger than before. But that's not the only thing that's changed about Jiren," he adds. "For the first time, he's also taking it upon himself to help his teammates grow too. So then, what do you think, Lord Belmont?" Margarita asks. "Has Jiren truly surpassed the power that Goku displayed during the tournament? Judging from what I see, I think Jiren has far outgrown Goku in power, wouldn't you say?" "There's no question about it," Belmont says. "Rumor has it that Goku has also gotten very strong since the tournament as well. He even learned how to control and master Ultra Instinct from what I was told, but Jiren's on a much different level than he was before. Goku doesn't have a chance now," with Margarita responding, "And how long do you intend for Jiren to continue to train Toppo?" she asks. "Surely if there's another tournament coming, our fighters must be fully prepared for their rematches against the others, are they not? We're going to make sure that Toppo doesn't lose to any of those Universe 7 Saiyans again," Belmont says. "Jiren's taught him very well. I want to see how far Toppo can push Jiren. So, do you believe Toppo has a chance to survive and claim victory over Jiren during this contest?" Margarita asks. As all the while in the meantime, with Toppo shown attempting to strike Jiren, with Jiren shown having to dodge each and every single one of his strikes, it was at that point where Belmont went on to respond, "Not a chance. Look at Jiren's movements. He's adapted to Toppo's every attack. It's Toppo he's learning, he says, as all the while with Toppo trying to do his best in landing a strike on Jiren, it was only from there where Toppo went on to then tell Jiren, "Your movements are incredible, Jiren, but how long do you think you can keep this up before I find an opening to exploit? You can't keep this up forever," he says. "I'm not sure if you're taking it easy on me or not, but I won't let you get the better of me this time," he says. "I won't lose. I will continue to push through your defenses," with Jiren responding, "Where is this god of destruction power of yours if you're not using it against me?" he asks. "If you reserve yourself, you will fall once again, Toppo. I don't plan on losing to Son Goku again, but do you also plan to not fall to Vegeta as well? You'll need to use the power of destruction fully if you hope to win. I can see through all of your attacks and it won't work," Jiren says. "If you continue to reserve yourself like this, I will smash you into the ground and this time you won't be getting back up. Now show me what you can do by using everything you have against me. Show me this destructive power of yours," Jiren says, which was essentially what Toppo was trying to do, as Toppo kept attacking Jiren by telling him, "Watching your battle against Son Goku has opened my eyes to many things. There is still much more for me to learn and achieve, and I couldn't think of a better person to help bring that out of me than you, Jiren. I will not fall to them again, nor will I give up and fall to you," he says. But even then, with Toppo attempting to sweep Jiren's legs, with Jiren shown having to leap on up, it was only from that point on where Belmont went on to continue, "Watching Jiren push Toppo the way he is has me wondering about where Jiren's mind is. What exactly is Jiren hoping to achieve outside of greater power?" he asks. "Perhaps there is something that's clouding his mind," Margarita says. "I wonder if he's truly let go. I can sense a great fire burning within him. He's looking for closure," she adds. "Perhaps against Son Goku, or maybe perhaps with something else." And what do you think, Belmont-sama? Do you think Jiren has evolved beyond his previous weaknesses? If we are to go through another tournament, then we must make sure that there is nothing that is holding our fighters back from reaching their true potential. Do you think he's ready? With Belmont shown having a flashback of Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku by then telling Margarita, "There is no doubt that Jiren is looking to avenge his loss against Son Goku. His passion is a giveaway," he says. "But not only will Jiren defeat Son Goku the next time they battle, but Jiren will go on to destroy anyone who stands in his way. Much faster and more brutal than he did before, I can promise you," he says. As it was only then during this time where we get to see how Toppo was willing to risk it all in having to defeat Jiren during their training session, as Toppo was shown having to vow never to be defeated again, as Toppo went on to comment, "Then if that is what it's going to take, then I will do what I must to push you to your breaking point, Jiren. I have been selected to become this great universe's next destroyer for a reason, and I will not let Belmont down for choosing me, nor will I let you down in failing you in battle again. This is where the line is drawn," as Jiren went on to respond, "A warrior spirit until the end, huh? So be it, Toppo. Hold nothing back," Jiren says. "This will be your moment of redemption. Use your power to guide you," he says. "But don't get ahead of yourself either. I will also show you my growth as well. A small portion of what had pushed me to this point. So go on," Jiren says. "I'm ready. This attack of yours is meant to fully erase anyone who it consumes, does it not? Well, show it to me then," Jiren shouts, and that's exactly what Toppo had done, because it was only right then and there during that moment where Toppo went on to respond to Jiren by telling him, "Then it shall be done." "Hakai!" Toppo shouts, to where as we then get to see how Jiren was trying to do his best in holding back Toppo's Hakai, in an act of trying to control it, even Belmont went on to spot this, as Belmont went on to respond, "Toppo's attack is actually pushing Jiren back. I'm quite impressed," he says. But right there it is, Belmont says. "Do you see it, Margarita? Jiren's hidden power is starting to show itself. It's life or death out there, and he knows it." "I must admit," Margarita says, "Toppo's attacks have certainly improved a lot as well. Anyone who isn't Jiren would have been destroyed by now," she adds, in which as Jiren was then shown having to slowly but surely condense Toppo's Hakai, to the surprise of everybody there, that's when Jiren went on to respond to Toppo by telling him, "Impressive, Toppo. This attack is not as weak as I thought it was when used on Vegeta. So, you have improved after all. Good," he says. "What's he up to?" Belmont asks. "Wait, Margarita, look, Toppo's Hakai. Jiren is condensing it, an attack meant to erase any existing creature in the universe being reduced to a warm-up? Good, Jiren. Very good. As Margarita went on to chime in, this is more proof that Jiren has sharpened his body to endure almost anything. An indestructible fighting machine with no limitations. However, she adds, I wonder if his mind is as strong now as his body. What broke Jiren down during the tournament wasn't his physical struggle, but his emotional and mental struggle that caused him to break. To where even then, within that very moment, even Toppo himself could not believe it, as Toppo went on to respond, Jiren, I can't believe it, but how? Here lies the power of a destroyer, Jiren says. An attack used by gods of destruction for the purpose of victory. And here it's lend nothing for you, an example of my strength. You have a very long way to go, Toppo. I've evolved myself beyond that of a god, Jiren says. Although powerful for anyone else, I'm no ordinary opponent. If we are to enter another tournament against the multiverse, I need you to be stronger, Toppo, sharper. This killer instinct that you just had needs to be used at all times against those who seek to destroy us. To think he's become this powerful, Toppo says. What other secrets are you hiding from us, Jiren? If you were able to crush my Hakai that quickly, what exactly is your true power? With, of course, Jiren shown doing exactly that, that's when Jiren went on to respond to Toppo by telling him, your attack is neutralized, reduced to dust. I'm sorry, but compared to me, you are but a rookie. I've seen the full extent of what you can do. I am thankful for this chance to battle you, Toppo, but this fight is over. But once again, Toppo refuses to stay down, so instead, Toppo decides to rush towards Jiren's direction anyway, as Toppo from there went on to shout, then I will fight you until the very end. I will not give in, and I will not allow myself to fall to you, Jiren. End me if you wish, but I will not go down without putting up a fight. You won't endure this, Jiren says. You will crumble. As it was during this moment where Jiren had gone in firing this attack directly at Toppo, which literally from there had gone in knocking Toppo completely back, as Belmont went on to chime in by responding, I don't know about this. Hey, Jiren, don't kill him. Remember what you're doing. This isn't a death match. I don't think he's out to destroy Toppo, my lord. Jiren knows what he's doing. It's what needs to be done in order for Toppo to realize how much more work he needs in order to improve. This is Toppo's greatest lesson, Margarita adds. Along with his greatest training partner, if anyone is going to push Toppo in becoming the most powerful force within Universe 11, it's Jiren, she says. To where as we then see how there was a massive explosion that occurred in the distance, with the dust and smoke then shown having to slowly dissipate, that's when Jiren went on to comment, you did well, Toppo. Continue to improve on the areas that need fixing and you will become unstoppable, he says. You've come a long way. You did your best to try and push me in battle. Well done, Jiren says. We will resume this and continue when you are healed, he adds. Well done, Toppo. Very good, Jiren, Belmont went on to shout by clapping. Well done. As well as you, Toppo. A very entertaining training match indeed, he says. I expect nothing less from Universe 11's mighty Pride Troopers, he adds. Jiren is a different monster for sure. What do you think, Belmont asks. He is, my lord, Margarita says, but I think there's something more to him than his growth and power, she adds. Haven't you seen? There is something I want to explore now that Jiren's battle with Toppo is over, she says. I want to see if there is something more to Jiren than what we see on the surface. With, of course, Jiren shown having to help Toppo up, that's when he went on to tell him, you did well, now get up. We will continue once you are ready. But then, out of nowhere, that's when Margarita went on to show up by teleporting on the battlefield and responding, indeed you will. The two of you have displayed a great deal of effort to best the other. Very impressive, she says. Angel of the 11th, why have you come, Jiren asks, with Margarita responding, given your current state, the two of you are in no shape to continue, which is why I am here. Allow me to help, she says. Despite Toppo's condition, you've been training for days without any breaks, Jiren. In order to fight at your best, it's best to recover first, she says. However, I did not come here to simply heal you, she adds. There is something I want to confirm, and it requires me to be left alone with Jiren Jiren for this to work. For the time being, I would ask for you to go with Lord Belmont, Toppo. You may watch from the side as we continue to explore Jiren's true power and potential, so please, if you will, leave the battlefield now. To where this was exactly what Toppo had done, because as Toppo went on to arrive next to Lord Belmont, it was from that point on where Belmont went on to address Toppo by telling him, "You did well out there, Toppo. There is nothing to be ashamed of. Jiren is simply in another league altogether. For us to succeed if another tournament is held, we need Jiren to be at the forefront of the battle. Stronger than anyone who comes before him," he says. "Second to Jiren are you, Toppo. You've gained incredible power, and I have no doubt that you will continue to acquire even more," with Toppo responding, "Tell me, Belmont, is it possible to reach Jiren's power if I continue to push myself even more?" "Anything is possible, Toppo," Belmont says, "although reaching Jiren's level of power surely won't be an easy task for you to accomplish, though if you set your mind to becoming the best, I believe you could come very close in doing so." "I see. Understood then," Toppo says. "I'm curious about what Margarita is hoping to accomplish down there," Belmont adds. "Watch closely. Perhaps there are secrets to Jiren that could be the key into understanding his true power." As all the while on the battlefield, that's when we get to see how Margarita went on to tell Jiren, "There seems to be something holding you back, and I would like to find out what that is. It can't be fear, so there must be another cloud that lingers over your head that's preventing you from breaking through." "You what? You want to fight me right here?" Jiren asks, "as in, right now? What is the meaning of this challenge, Angel?" "I fear nothing," he adds, "no warrior, deity, or magic that holds me down. I seek to achieve something beyond these emotions," he adds, "and I will acquire it. Tell me, what if you are wrong in your assessment?" he asks. "What if your assumptions about what's holding me back is something that you cannot prove? I am not bound by anything, and I intend to keep it that way. Nothing else matters," he says. "And what about you?" Margarita asks. "What if you are the one who is wrong about what's restricting you?" "The only way we will find out is if you engage against me in battle," she says. "After all, if there was nothing you were holding on to, you would have already achieved the power of Ultra Instinct, would you not? A clear mind you do not seem to have, Jiren." And with Jiren remaining eerily quiet, that's when Belmont went on to chime in, "I see. Margarita believes that Jiren could have already achieved Ultra Instinct by now, but couldn't because there is something that's clouding Jiren's mind." "Interesting," he says. "It's been a while, hasn't it?" Margarita asks. "I don't expect you to hold anything back. I want to see where you stand in power compared to my own. At least then I would be able to see what's missing. Engage me as you'd like," she says, "but just know I'm not going to take it easy on you, Jiren. Show me the power that you've worked so hard for to achieve." "I don't intend to," Jiren says. "You are making a grave mistake, Margarita." Which from that point on, Jiren had gone in making the first move as he attempted to strike Margarita, but with Margarita being able to be fast enough in getting out of the way, that's when Margarita went on to tell Jiren, "Oh, that was actually very close, but you'll have to be much faster than that, Jiren. Hurry now." To where once again, as Jiren had attempted in striking Margarita, with Margarita being shown having to dodge each and every single one of Jiren's strikes, it was only as Margarita was dodging his attacks where she then went on to tell him, "Well, it's as I thought. Your power and speed are phenomenal. Anyone caught in the middle of this would be doomed to fail. However, I'm sensing a conflicting rage within you. It feels as though you are fighting to prove yourself, but to whom?" she asks. As she then followed up by having to uppercut Jiren in the stomach, that's when she went on to tell him, "I assume it's not to prove yourself to anyone here, but perhaps someone else who isn't." And with Jiren's body shown shaking, it was at that point where Jiren had once again attempted to do his best in striking Margarita by telling her, "Enough of this!" But to no surprise, once again, Margarita went on to dodge Jiren's attack by telling him, "Come now, Jiren, you're beginning to fight recklessly. In order for you to become a well-rounded fighter, you'd have to first clear your mind of the things that eat away at you. You're not letting go," she says, as she had proceeded in grabbing onto one of Jiren's punches. It was clear as day that something was beginning to bother Jiren. As Margarita went on to continue, "I now know exactly what it is. You've been preparing to meet Goku, haven't you? Never to lose in battle to him again. discovering a new level in which to rival him with. However, Goku isn't what's troubling you. You're not looking to impress or prove anything to Goku, but rather honoring your teacher's legacy in hopes of making him proud from the afterlife. Pushing yourself in making Jiren proud, isn't it? And that was when Jiren went on to catch his breath by responding, What? But how did you? The reason why your body and heart have remained calm but your mind clouded is because you still wish to make him proud, aren't you? As with Jiren then shown having to quickly back up, that was when Jiren went on to shout, there's no way you discovered this by fighting me just now. Enough of these games. As with Marcarita shown getting into fighting position, that's when she went on to tell him, I knew something was troubling you. In order to mold yourself into becoming great, you have to let go of your past, Jiren. I will show you how to do it. This will be your greatest test to date. As with Marcarita now shown having to challenge Jiren in showing him the ways of mastering his own emotions, it was only right then and there during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of Jiren's Ascension manga chapter number 1 special then comes to a close. Now what's more interesting about this story than anything else is seeing as to how in Universe 11 Jiren seems to be training with Toppo in wanting them to both become the absolute best they could be, just in case the Omni King decides to host another random tournament of power out of nowhere. At least by then Universe 11 will be well prepared enough in entering such a battle. But the question now going forward is what kind of training will Marcarita commence with Jiren that will further allow for him to maintain his emotions and let go of his past in order to move forward, as of course this does have something to do with Jiren. So with that being said, you're going to have to wait and see what we got coming up next. So again, thank you all so much for watching, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. To where, as always, if of course you guys just so happen to be new to the channel, then I do encourage you guys to go on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon. That way you guys never miss a single video posted onto the channel. On top of giving this video a big fat thumbs up right now by smashing that like button down below if you guys are ready for part 2. Tune back in for more. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys for being here, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, guys, and have a great day. Peace.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi.
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.